When I was told that I would be on medicine the rest of my life, I had a decision to make. Was I going to believe what the doctors were saying, or was I going to believe that the Lord could heal my body? You see, growing up in church, I knew that the Lord could heal me. I knew that it didn't ever matter what the doctors said, that there was always a chance that God could heal you. And so I decided that I didn't want to be on medicine. I didn't want that for my life. I didn't want to have to depend on something else. So a few weeks later, I was sitting in my living room and watching a sermon, and I heard the minister start to talk about healing. And he was saying that if you wanted to be healed and that you believed that the Lord could heal you, then he wanted people to lay their hands on their bodies wherever their sickness was. So that day, sitting there in my rocking chair, I decided that today's the day and that the Lord could heal me just like he could heal anybody else. And so I put my hands on my throat and I commanded that my thyroid come into agreement with the word and with what the Lord has said, and that I was healed. And that day, I sat there. I didn't feel any supernatural thing, but I did know that I know that the Lord had healed me that day. And so I just trusted and I believed in that. And a few weeks later from then, I had to go back to the doctor and I had to get my levels checked again because the doctor wanted to see what my levels were for dosing reasons. She wanted to know if she needed to increase my dose or, decrease it. Well, come to find out, she didn't need to do anything except for tell me I didn't have to take it anymore, because at that point, my levels were normal. Why? Because the Lord had healed me that day, because he's merciful, and he's a good God. And so she took me off the medicine, and I have not been on it since, and that was 13 years ago. So this year, I celebrated February 17th as 13 years of not having any sickness and being completely healed from hypothyroidism. So if that's something that you're dealing with and the doctors say that you can't come off of that medicine either, don't believe that. Believe what God says, because he can heal you the same way that he has healed me. And so while the doctors say you'll never come off of that medicine, and they said I would never come off of that medicine, Jesus has the final word, and he says that I am healed.